Coming off a frustrating 2-2 day, but we got a 4-game slate. Let's talk some basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and you just heard it, guys. It was a 2-2 day that should have been 4-0, but you know what? It is what it is. We break even, we move on, but we're going to go over that recap in a bit because I got some things to talk about. So it was a fun day of sports, Monday Night Football, MLB World Series, NBA, just a great time to be a sports fan. But let's get into it. We got a small 4-game slate, like I said. Before we do, you guys know the drill. OUTLIER. If you're not a part of it, you are missing out. Is the best player prop research tool out there on the market right now. And if you just want to try it for 7 days, click the link below, sign up, and it's a 7-day free trial. You got nothing to lose. So go check it out. Any graphics you see, whether it's this video, future videos, they are from the app called OUTLIER, obviously. So I'm ready to get into it again. It's just a small slate, and these odds are taking forever. These lines are taking forever to come out on sportsbooks. We'll get you as much info as we can in this video, but it's time for the dad joke. Here we go. This is dumb. This is as dumb as it gets. Here we go. Someone broke into my garage last night and stole my limbo stick. Seriously, how low can you go? That's hard to say with a straight face. In this video, we're going to recap yesterday. But of course, we have no research stats. If you follow this channel, you know we love to give out good matchups. We love to give out hot shooters, things like that. They will be coming soon. I want to get more data, like I've mentioned many times before. But we will have more to this video. I'm thinking next week would be a good start. We'll have enough data and all that. But then we'll give out any best bets or leans we have. Again, it's only 4 games, and the lines are taking forever because we got a lot of back-to-back. So it's a tough slate out there. But then we'll finish it with the recap. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below. Help this channel grow. Let's see if we can get close to 1,000 likes. I know we only had like 300 or 400 last video with like 8,000 views. Appreciate all the support watching, but just tap that like button. It would really help us out. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we are getting closer to 31,000 subscribers. Absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. But let's get into it, and it starts with that recap. All right, let's go over what happened yesterday. We're going to start out with Champagne. For the first time this year, he let us down over 12.5 points plus rebounds. Again, this is one of those bets you want to analyze your bets at the end of every day, in my opinion. You want to see, did I make a good read, or was this just not there, and why, and all that. This was a good read. He fell 3 short, but he went 1 for 6 from deep. Could not make a 3 ball. He makes 1 more. He gets it, but he did get taken out with 3 or 4 minutes left. So, to end the game, I don't know why they thought Keldon Johnson was a better idea, but it is what it is. Second one, easy peasy. I think all of our unders, except for 1 or 2, have been just absolute no sweat bets. Colin Sexton, I think, ended up with 3 assists. He had 1 at halftime, or maybe 0 at halftime. Just another easy under winner. Evan Mobley, the one that will absolutely keep me up at night. You guys don't need to tell me that we missed or that I don't know what I'm talking about, because I'm already frustrated by it. So just know that. But here's the deal, guys. If you actually watched the game and didn't just have time for the box score, let me just explain something to you guys. Over 26.5 PRAs. I'm just flabbergasted. I watched almost the entire game. He had 2 wide open, like 2-foot lay-ins, guys. One he had a defender in between him and the hoop, but it was still at his height. He should have made it. And another one, it was point blank. I mean, he almost could have just dunked it point blank, and he misses it. These are 2 shots in the fourth quarter. Then with under a minute, I think it was, or a minute and a half, he got purposely fouled by Jalen Brunson. He was literally purposely fouling him because the Knicks were down, was slapping his arm all over. They didn't call a single thing. And then the coach finally just calls timeout so they don't get in trouble get a turnover or anything like that. And then he had 3 wide open 3 balls by teammates who just bricked all of them. And that would have been 1 more assist too. Again, these aren't excuses. I'm just telling you what happened. I absolutely love this read. He did get off to a slower start. But then he finally got going, and then Darius Garland just absolutely took over in the fourth quarter and dominated. But still, we end on the hook. With all that said, half unit loss. That's why we're keeping these units low right now to start the season. And then the next under. Sorry for that ramble. Next under, 15.5 rebounds plus assists. Absolute easy winner. He loaded up on rebounds, I think, towards the end of the game. Still ended with 11. I mean, guys, I don't know what's going on this year. It's wild, but the unders are absolutely crushing it. There is the under tracker. We are now 7-2 this season, and I think 6, maybe 5 of those 7 wins have been absolute no sweat winners. I love to see it. I'm going to keep trying to analyze as many unders as I can and get some winners for us. But there's the player props, and there's the overall record, down 1.05. We lost just a small amount of juice. So we're 1 good day away from being back in the positive. But long season, that is the recap from Monday. Thank you for letting me ramble. It's nice to get it off my chest. And now let's move on to the best bets. All right, this first bet takes us out to Brooklyn where the Nets host the Denver Chicken Nuggets. Nuggets are on the second night of a back-to-back, just had an overtime game in Toronto, so a tough spot for them. But I have a player prop that I absolutely love. Even though it's a four-game slate, I can't believe it, but I'm going one unit on this play. Give me Christian Braun over 13.5 points plus rebounds, minus 125 on bet 365. I don't understand this line, and I know that whenever I say that, people get really scared, and that's fine. I'm just here to tell you how I feel about this bet after doing the research. But if you don't know, this guy's been a huge part of this team. They have lost role players year after year, especially with KCP from last year. He's playing huge minutes in the first three games. 29, 34, and 39 minutes. Now, the 39 was because of overtime. He had 34 still, even without the overtime. But his PR lines, what he's done so far this year has been crazy. 23, 18, and 21. I need 14. That's it. He's blown this out of the water. And it's not just that. It's the opportunities. He has taken 32 shot attempts in the three games so far. He has 9 and 10 rebounds in the first two games. We do not know the rebound chances from last night. They take a while to come out. But still, 9 and 10, you're expecting him to get 5 or 6 at least. But he's turned that into 7, 7, and then he got 4 rebounds last night. He's only 2 for 8 from three-point range so far this year. Not taking a ton, but also it's not like he's just some lights-out three-ball shooter, and that's why he's all of a sudden going up. He's just played really well. He just really has. He's a scrappy player. He's also faced the Thunder and Clippers, two teams that actually look to be pretty solid defenses. If we look at last year, in games where he played 28 or more minutes, and again, guys, he's playing over 30 minutes for the most part. He's played 29, 34, and then 39 thanks to the overtime. But in games where he played 28 or more minutes last season, he went over this in 7 of 8 games, averaging 19 and a half PRs. Again, we're not even close to this 13 and a half line. When he gets the minutes, this guy absolutely produces. He's facing the Nets, who obviously, when we talk about matchups right now, not a ton of data. We know the Nets don't play a lot of defense. And when they do try to put their best defender on somebody, it's going to be focused on Jokic, Jamal Murray. If he plays, you never know on a second night of a back-to-back. Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon. There's so many other guys that they don't revolve their defense around Christian Braun, that's for sure. So it's wild to me to get a 13.5 points plus rebounds line for a guy playing in the mid 30s for minutes, or at least 30 minutes, and he's been blowing this out of the water every game. I'm not going to overthink this one. Give me Christian Braun over 13.5 PRs. That is my first best bet. And like I mentioned, only 4 games. Not all the props for all the games are even out. So I'm going to give you one bet, but I can't just do that. I got to give you more info, some other ones that I like right now. So let's talk a couple leans. All right, let's talk a couple leans just to kind of give you some more info on some things that I'm looking at. One or both might be added tomorrow, or I might have a completely new one. Again, not all the props are out yet, so just want to talk these through with you guys. First one, Brandon Ingram over 4.5 assists at minus 110 is what I saw. He's the main facilitator for this team. I was really close to making this a bet, but I'm going to be patient with this one. So last season, he's over in 73% of games already. When there's no point guard, he is the guy who makes the passes because there's not many other players on this team. But as you can see by this screenshot from Outlier, in games where he played 30 or more minutes last season, he went over this in 42 of 55 games. 82%. This season, game 1 with DeJounte Murray, an actual true point guard, he only had 5 potential assists and 2 actual assists. That's all it was. That makes sense. There's a point guard. In games 2 and 3, now that DeJounte Murray is hurt and is going to be out for a while, he had 11 and 9 potential assists, turning that into 4 and 6. That's right. One of those games he got extremely unlucky with 4 assists on 11 potential assists. That's not common. Next game, he gets a little bit on the other side, 6 actual assists on 9 potential assists. Again, we just need 5 here. But Warriors, pretty good matchup as well. Love the potentials here for only needing 5. It's going to just really be up to the teammates to knock down some shots. So I like Brandon Ingram here over 4.5 assists. Second one, Julius Randle. That's right. Orange Julius over 29.5 points plus rebounds at minus 111 on FanDuel. Since opening night, we saw him on opening night. It wasn't pretty. Let's just face it. He faced a good Lakers team. They played well defensively. Randall since then has played well. If you don't know, he had 38 and 33 PRs in the 2 games since then. He is 16 for 21 on shots within 5 feet. So he pretty much takes a ton of shots right at the rim. If he doesn't do that, he's taking 3 balls. There's nothing in between for him. And the Mavericks so far have given up the 11th highest field goal percentage on shots within 5 feet. for what it's worth. Obviously, a very small sample size. Just throwing it out there. It's at least nice to see they're not just completely dominating that, which I already knew that from Dallas, anyways. But he's taken 17 and 16 shots in his last 2 games. He's getting more comfortable with this offense. You're seeing him play a lot better. Anthony Edwards came out and said, "I'm getting more and more confident with our team after Julius Randle had some good games." So I think he's going to come out aggressive here. But as for the rebound part of it, rebound chances in the 3 games, 16, 13, and 13. Turn that into 9, 5, and 9. Now, 5 game, when you look at it, it's really unlucky. When you get 5 rebounds on 13 rebound chances, that's not something Julius Randle usually does. As you can see, the other 2 games on 16 and 13, he got 9 and 9 rebounds. So we know he's a rebounder. He crashes the glass. 38 PRs in his only game against Dallas last season as well. Dallas coming in tired after playing late Monday night, now having to travel to Minnesota. I like Randle to have a good game here. So those are my 2 leans and my best bet. Again, any added plays, and I'll have at least one, will be in the pinned comments on X and on Discord. So before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. Just a one bet so far on a small 4 game slate. Give me Christian Braun over 13.5 points plus rebounds, minus 125 on Bet365. I am going a full unit on this one. And then if you're someone who just completely fast forwarded to the end and only has time to look at the recap, we talked about 2 other leans as of right now that I like. Again, one or both may be added. Maybe I add a completely different one in the morning, but there's just not a lot of lines out. So I'm waiting to be patient on that and go from there. So anyways, that's what we got. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you haven't already, hit that like button. We appreciate all the support. Hope everyone has a great Tuesday, and we'll talk to you soon.